for the boys, and then we're just going to touch on the 2 awards that they're doing, that they're highlighting for the district right now. But there are lots of awards for leaders, and I am not an expert, which is why we're not going over leader-specific awards. We're just really talking about the boys tonight, okay? All right, so every boy loves to have a job. They love to have a purpose and a reason to come to their den meetings. So it's really fun to be able to do whatever works in your den, to be able to give them jobs. I only have 4 boys currently in my den. So we just do the first boy that's there usually does the opening prayer, and then the person who does the opening prayer gets to choose someone to do the closing prayer. And then we usually have one of our boys that will hold the flag and one of our boys that will do attendance. So that's how we kind of have it broken out for our den, but it's really whatever works best for your den. Some suggestions on some different types of jobs. You could do a job wheel. You could have a pledge leader, someone to do the prayer. You could have a den joke. Have somebody tell a den joke every week. There's lots of really fun jokes online. Boys love to tell jokes, right? Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't, but we just laugh. You could have somebody that is either calling and reminding the boys, or bringing the boys, or tell them we'll start at this house and we'll come pick you all up on our bikes or whatever, and they all come together in a big caravan. So there's lots of different jobs. So if you need more suggestions, feel free to email, or we'll talk about it later or whatever. Does anybody know what a den doodle is? Has anybody done a den doodle?
Is that the string with the beads?
Yes, can be.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, turn.
No, perfect. No, that's what I wanted to know. So,
Well, she's looking at me like, oh, I wasn't.
no, I didn't see where it came from. I'm so sorry. So a den doodle is just anything that incentivizes your den. So it doesn't have to be a string with beads. This is one I have. It doesn't have to be a string with beads. It could be stickers. It could be neckerchief slides. It's really whatever works for you to incentivize your den to do things. So for our den right now, currently, since we have the 4 boys, they wanted to do some stuff with money. They're really excited about earning money right now, so they designed their own actual bear buck that they have. And they use that. It passes off a bear requirement for us, which is spending and saving, which I've always avoided. I've never taught that because I didn't want to make the parents uncomfortable when all of a sudden I send their boys home and I say, now you need to pay them and you need to have them spend that money. Like, that made me nervous, that requirement. And I wasn't sure how to meet that need. So we started this little incentive program. They all got $20. They took it home. They talked to their parents about money. They decided with their parent how to earn the money. So they gave it to their moms. Their moms decided, I didn't tell them. I gave them suggestions. I said you could get paid for homework. You could get paid for chores. You could get paid for babysitting your brothers or sisters. Whatever you decide in your family. But they had to go talk about it with their families. And I don't know what most of those boys decided. But they wrote them down in their journals. So a couple have shared stuff with me, but I didn't tell them how to set it up. And then I told them when they came to our den meeting, I would also pay them. And I would also have extra things that they could do, or extra beads they could earn, or extra activities that they could do, but they'd have to pay me to do those things. So that way I can make sure they're meeting both requirements. So if they wear their uniform, they get $1. But it kind of changes. We just started it, so it's just in the trial periods right now. We don't really know what we're doing. And so sometimes the kids will just say, hey, can I have $1 if I do? And then they'll ask me something that they could do, and then we just work it out. So that's been something fun that we've tried in our den. But you could do beads. You could do pebbles in a jar. You have to decide for your den if an individual system is going to work better or if a group system. If I had 18 boys, I wouldn't do individual. I wouldn't do a necklace. I'd just do a jar because, do you have time to do an individual program and to keep track of one more thing? Nope. So you're just going to have them come drop a jar, a pebble in a jar, or you're going to pass out tickets and you're going to do a drawing every week or something. Like, you're going to figure something out that's simple, that's maintainable, that you don't have to remember where you left off, right? So you could do an activity where you put things into a jar and then you work towards like going on a field trip to a certain place or doing a specific activity, or maybe not working on achievements or electives that day and maybe doing a really fun belt loop that they've been waiting to do for a long time. So kind of think about how you can incentivize them to do what you want them to do, right? Has anybody had any success stories they want to share? Any thoughts?
We
Yes.
do early bird gets the worm. If they're on time, they get a gummy worm, and if they're wearing their uniform, they get one.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah, so that gets them there on time.
So
Yeah.
that they come and we can start, and because we do it in our neighborhood, so they kind of trickle in,
Right.
Meander. Anywhere, in the first half hour, right?
Right. Right.
So, but since we've been doing that, they're there.
Right there, because they want the gummy worm.
And then we can start and we can do our stuff.
Right. Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
I don't know if this is what you're asking, but for getting their bobcat quickly, my wife is big into, all right, get your bobcat within the first month.
Yes.
And so we do something where we make neckerchief slides.
Yes.
And so if they get it within a month, then they get to pick a neckerchief slide. If they don't, then
Exactly. You're out of luck, right? You don't get it.
yeah.
So the nice thing about doing neckerchief slides, though, is also that what's the win-win to a neckerchief slide? Now they're going to wear their neckerchief. They're going to be in their uniform, and they're going to have their neckerchief slide on because they want to show everybody I earned this award, right? So it's a win-win. You can't go wrong with a neckerchief slide, right? Unless you've got older boys, right? and they don't want to wear them. Okay, so let's see. Think of awards and try to think of awards that you can do in the time of year that they're already kind of being done. So what I mean by that is, for instance, Christmas just happened. So most of the schools had Christmas sing-alongs. So one of the requirements on the music belt loop is to listen to like 4 different types of music. Well, I knew the boys probably wouldn't want to listen to 4 different types of music if we just said, we're going to listen to classical music. No, not. So we played Just Dance. And I told them I was going to beat them all. I'm like, I'm really good at this game, so I'm going to win you all. And so we played, and I did. I won them all because I only moved one hand the whole game. And they're over there just moving all over and exhausted, and I just moved my one hand, and I won every boy that played me. But we listened to 4 different types of songs. So that was great, and they got to pick them, and that was really fun. And then we talked about the sing-along that they did at school. They told me the songs that they sang, both versions, right? The version their teacher wanted to learn and the version they sang on the playground, which are usually different. So we talked about that, and when we got done with the activity, they thought we were just having this big fun Christmas party, decorated cookies, whatever, and I said, we just got our music belt loop, and they were like, oh, well, that was easy and fun and wasn't that hard. So think about things that are already happening, and requirements. Try to think of things that you can double dip. What I mean by that is think of faith in God requirements that you can put with it. Like with citizenship, you can talk about Article of Faith number 12. And then you can do, with bears, you can do your What Makes America Great. And then you can also talk about the citizenship belt loop and try to group all those things together so that you can accomplish more with what you're trying to do in the short amount of time. Okay? Then another suggestion with awards and incentives, just think about the themes that we have for the month. Down here on the bottom is just the core values and the themes that we have for the rest of the year. And so if you kind of, when you're planning, yes,
oh, sorry
please.
to interrupt.
No, please.
Are those core values changing at all, or are they going away with the new Scout organization?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
And I apologize.
That's okay.
They will
I
follow
just
the
heard a
Boy
rumor.
Scouts.
They what?
They'll follow the Boy Scout core
That's-
values. It'll be those 12.
The 12
Okay.
core,
So
yeah.
they're different.
Yes, they are different.
They are.
Yes. So we're also switching with Boy Scouts. So we're doing the Boy Scout
Motto or oath, yeah.
motto, law, what
Law.
the Boy Scout law, yes.
Yeah.
and not the Cub Scout version anymore. So we can start doing those things now. That would be a good thing to start. So yes, they will be changing.
Okay.
So this was published till August of 2015. I think a lot of people are having the intention of switching, making that transition over the summer, starting in August or September with the new program. And I believe there's also the online training that's available on Saturday. That's online, if anybody wants to watch that. I didn't put the link for that, I should have. You can email me and I can get that link to
Does
you.
anyone know if
You heard of
that's
that?
going to be recorded? Can we watch that
It is.
again?
Yeah.
I've heard yes.
Yeah.
I also found tracking sheets for anybody that's a wolf, bear, or weevil leader. I have all three of those tracking sheets for the new program. I found those just 2 days ago and left them on my kitchen table. But if you send me an email and tell me that's what you want, I'll send you those.
Is it
PDF.
CubScoutideas.com or something?
I don't think I got it from Cub Scout Ideas, but it's a PDF format.
Yeah,
So
that's what hers were too.
okay, perfect. Yeah, so they're already done for you, so you don't have to reinvent. It's always nice when somebody's got it figured out already, right?
So we just email you and you'll just send us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I apologize, I didn't bring those tonight. And then just remember, talk to your boys, praise them, get them excited, tell them thank you for coming. Yes.
One thing that I did as a Cub Master for the Weeblos to kind of bribe them for their Arrow of Light. This is the award that I do. It's a
That's
Tomahawk.
gorgeous.
So it's got laser engraved Arrow of Light on it, and then on the other side I put their name. So I had 3 of them last month that got the award.
Nice.
They were really excited.
I bet they
They
were.
worked very hard.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
But check with parents before you do something
Yes,
like that. But
of course,
they
of
were
course.
really excited, and that's what drove them to get their Arrow of Light rank. So
That's
And
awesome.
you do that instead of the arrow?
I do. Yeah.
And then, so who does
So I got these
who
at
does the engraving?
Cabela's, and then I went to McGee's Stamping Trophy in Orem and had them engrave it. So this is on file now, so they can just
What's
do
the
it.
cost on something like that?
So the Tomahawk at Cabela's was $30, and then the engraving, because I had to design it and everything, was like $20. So it was a $50 award. But
Who's paying for that?
I just asked for forgiveness when I turned it in to the primary I said, I'm sorry. And I worked. They said, no, it's great if it gets them to be motivated to do it.
Good luck. I know you have Exactly.
It was during a transition. One was being released. I waited till the new one was in
Ouch.
and went, what?
Ouch.
You got her good.
That's right. That's right.
Last year.
Has anybody else had success stories, things that they've loved, that they've done, that have worked well for their boys that you want to share?
I wanted some clarification, something that I wanted to bring up.
Yes, please.
I heard that, so I was doing a drawing to try to incentivize the kids to come in their full uniform.
Yeah.
But I heard that if I do a drawing that I can't exclude anyone. That if I do a drawing, I have to find some way to make sure everyone's included. And that-
Kids do want a dum-dum, and then the any uniform. No, a dum-dum isn't their dumb. But
Right.
The dum-dum.
A lollipop, and then maybe a vet or something for the kids that are in their uniform.
So,
Yeah.
That might be
We're
ward
able to
specific.
include
I know our ward, they
Yeah.
our ward leadership said the same thing when we did, and it was specifically about the uniform.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I think it might be ward leadership that determines that, but I know that was kind of made it.
Just
one
for
of our things
drawings,
as well.
or for we just did? If you're in uniform, then you get a treat. And if you're not in uniform, well, you don't get a treat.
Yeah, I think that's
Right.
okay, but I
It
guess
kinda
it was,
just-
was
The
the
drawing.
drawing that someone had a problem with.
Is it because some people aren't able to afford uniforms, or?
Probably.
That's kind of what our bishop kind of.
But you would think that kind of
To
like
not-
giving them a treat would be kind of like
It's the same thing. Yeah, I don't get that.
think so too. I was gonna do the
We
drawing
do.
thing.
We do it.
We
Package
do a
deal.
drawing.
you guys do
Yeah,
that.
unless it's official.
Let's not add more confusion until we hear something official. So
Right. I don't know that I've heard a BSA specifically comment about drawings. I think these guys are right with the ward comment. Check with your ward leadership to see how maybe your primary presidency feels,
yeah.
or the guidance that you get from them. I know
or the
from
unit commissioner maybe is. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's kind of where it came down from. For
Yeah.
Us, so.
yeah, I know from a legal standpoint, being a different hat here, PTA president. we have to, whenever we do a drawing, we have to give everybody a piece of candy when they buy a raffle ticket, so that it's legal for the city of Alpine. Anyway, so you can edit that part. So you have to know what the laws are, I guess, in your particular area. If you want to go the legal stand, but I say go to your ward and see what they feel comfortable with.
I was going to say, we're in the same ward. In our
Yeah.
ward, we do it where we have an on-time award. So we have a jar that everybody
Yes.
that comes, all the family, everybody puts a paper in. And then we just have candy bars and we draw one out, and one is a Cub Scout and one is a family member. So just being there, you'll get a chance to be an award. And then when the boys come and stand up, we've got Tootsie Rolls, and they can get 5 things. They have their shirt on, if they have their kerchief on, if they have their belt on, they're just there.
There.
And then what's the other one?
See, belt, neck, uniform, tucked in.
Oh, it has to be tucked in. So
There,
they have the
yeah.
possibility of
Their
getting up to
socks
5
and hat.
Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. They don't have to have socks
But
and hat.
just showing, no socks and
They
hat.
just have to have a
Showing
shirt.
up, they get a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
But they have the possibility of getting up to 5.
So my favorite was Justin, who comes in last pack meeting. He's in his karate uniform. He tucks it. He puts his belt, so it's right on the edge, right? So you can see his belt. His shirt's tucked. He's there. He's in a uniform. And we're like, no, that's karate. And he's like, and so he runs up there and he gets 3 just for making that kind of effort. But it's fun because the boys, they just hold up their hands and we pass them out their little Tootsie Rolls and they're happy. So,
Good.
yeah. Any other?
The drawing, the
Yeah.
Well, could you just add to your drawing, like, you were on time, so you get your name in the drawing?
Yeah.
And that way it doesn't
Exactly.
exclude them if they're not wearing it.
Yeah.
And then you can still
Add
do the
tickets.
drawing.
You can get more than one
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And then the only other awards, like I said before, I don't know a lot of the adult awards that are available. I know there are lots of awards that are available. So I put a link so you can look on the scouting.org website. My plan is to educate myself more on the awards that adults can do. Because, once you've been in for a while, you want bling to put on your shirt. I have nothing on this shirt, only because this is my second shirt. And I just haven't put numbers on and stuff. But I keep getting in trouble for not having stuff on it. That's my husband.
Talking about adult recognition, though, how many people have actually filled out either the District Award of Merit or the Second Miler nomination for someone else?
That's actually on my paper. Did
Yes.
you see that listed?
So if you know someone in your
Applications are due
unit
today
that's
for
been
that.
doing a bang-up job, please nominate them for one of those awards. Those are one of the awards the district can give out. We have our awards recognition next month, so you won't have roundtable next month. I think they've already mentioned that, but please send your nominations. We want to make sure we're recognizing people that are really doing a good job in scouting in the district.
How many years of service do they have to have for
Doesn't
this?
matter.
Doesn't matter.
If you think they're doing a great job, nominate them, and then the nomination committee will review it and see
Oh,
how
okay.
how it fits with the other nominations.
Yeah.
Where is that nomination? Was it here?
There's
They
some
should
on the
They have
table.
papers out here on the table.
And if you, at all possible, get them filled out and turned in tonight. We're kind of wrapping them up.
That'd be
We're
great.
here real soon, so we can go through them all and figure out who's qualifies for the awards.
Well, and you saw our necklaces that we started for the adult leaders. So for round
Yeah,
table,
there's
for
a lot of people here. We didn't quite get as many done as we would like, but if you come next, not in March because we won't be in February. If you got, did you get white beads? If you didn't get a necklace, if you didn't get a necklace, there should be some white beads you can get. Come in March, we'll have more that you'll be able to get and add more beads to for every month you come to round table. So.
just got to put more together. My 5-year-old was not quick enough. He did many of them. He was loving it. He's like, this is really fun. So, any other thoughts? Questions? You guys are good? Okay. That's it. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming.